If you want to learn 4 SQL program, then if you learn this SQL chapter, then easily you can write the code and you can run the program. Whereas DML, data manipulation language. Manipulation means managing, manipulating, inserting, updating, modifying, all the operation we can able to perform. The data easily we can access, easily we can maintain, easy to access as well as update, all the operation helps to perform here. Welcome back to One and All. Myself, Vasanta, lecturer in Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Today, we have to start with the first session of SQL Commands. Whereas the total weightage of this chapter in the annual exam will be 13 marks in the final exam. Whereas in the part D, you are going to get 2 questions, 5 marks for each one, and in part C, 1 question for 3 marks. Totally 13 marks you will get from this chapter in the annual exam. And it is very easy chapter. Easily, if you learn this chapter, then it helps to write the program also, because in the lab you have 4 SQL programs, 2 HTML programs as well as 16 C++ program. If you want to learn 4 SQL program, then if you learn this SQL chapter, then easily you can write the code and you can run the program. Whereas in this class, you will study regarding what do you mean by SQL, the features of SQL as well as SQL commands. What is the main use of SQL? Then which are the features of SQL as well as few SQL commands you will learn on this class. Now, first we'll discuss about SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It is a structured query language. Why we require this? It is used to create a database, not only for creation, for modification, inserting, updating the contents in the database, it helps to perform. SQL is a structured query language. It is a database language for sorting, manipulating. Then what do you mean by sorting? If I want, I can able to arrange all the data in some specific order, where it may be in increasing order or it may be in decreasing order. I can able to perform sorting operation, manipulation operation, that is I can change the content, and retrieving data stored in a relational database. Whichever record, whichever data I want, that data I can able to retrieve here. I can able to create, I can able to insert, I can able to manipulate, I can able to arrange, as well as I can able to retrieve whichever data on that huge data we have. That is nothing but structured query language. It helps to create, manipulate, update, sorting, managing, organizing the data in a database. Now, we'll come to the features of SQL. It is very easy to learn and use here. It is very easy to learn also this SQL commands, and large volume of data can be handled quite easily. Huge amount of data here, where the data easily we can access, easily we can maintain, easy to access as well as update, all the operation helps to perform here. It is non-procedural language. It means that I no need to go in particular method only. Whichever method I want, that method I can able to apply here. Then change system security settings also. We can able to change the security also here if we required. Add user permission on database or tables. We can able to add permission also. Who are the person can able to access, who are the person not supposed to access. Regarding that also, if I want, I can give the permission, and whatever permission I given, that we can be revoke also. Then it used to create new database as well as new table. Already I told you, whereas SQL is used to create. We can able to create a new database, we can able to insert the records on that table, and we can able to retrieve, we can able to arrange, we can able to modify the content. That is one of the features of SQL. And one can able to insert here, delete and update records in a database. If I want, I can able to create one new table. By using this SQL, I can able to create a new table. For example, student. I can able to perform create operation. Then on that whichever attributes I can create here. For example, student ID, name, marks. I can able to create the table, which are the attributes under that, which data type it is, that also we can able to mention, and as well as we can able to insert the record on that. And whichever record I want, that record I can able to access, I can able to retrieve here. Then it allows user to create and drop database and tables. If I want, I can create. If I don't want, I can able to drop the table also. Whichever table I created, that table can be deleted here. That option is also possible here. If I want, I can delete the entire table, or if I want, I can delete a particular record only. Whichever way I want, I can able to perform here. These are the major features of SQL. That is, it is very easy to learn and use also. Large volume of data can be managed here. Non-procedural language, whichever method we want, we can able to process here. And here, if I want, I can able to change the system security, and user permission can be given, as well as whatever permission we are given, that permission can be, we can able to revoke also. And it uses to create a new database, as well as drop the table, whatever table we have created, that we can able to drop, and we can able to perform insertion operation, deletion operation, modification operation. Everything we can able to perform on this database, especially by using SQL. These are the major features of SQL, because in the exam you may going to get a question, explain the features of SQL. Next, we'll discuss about SQL commands. This is a very important concept. If you know the commands, then easily you can able to write the programs also. When they come on SQL commands, there are 5 types of SQL command. The first one, DDL. DDL stands for Data Definition Language Command. DML commands, that is nothing but Data Manipulation Language. Then the third one is DCL, that is Data Control Language. Then TCL, that is Data, or I can say it as Transaction Control Language. Next, DQL, Data Query Language. These are the different types of commands in SQL we are getting. That is first one, Data Definition Language. Then the name itself is saying Data Definition. It means that it will going to tell you which are the datas here, which data type it is, what is the table name, which data type it is, everything you will get. Whereas DML, Data Manipulation Language. Manipulation means managing, manipulating, inserting, updating, modifying, all the operations we can able to perform. Whereas data control language, helps to control the data, and TCL, that is transaction control language, also helps to control the transaction in the database. Whereas DQL, whichever query we want, whichever data I want, I can able to select depending upon my queries. Here, depending upon my condition, I can able to select whichever data I want. Now, one by one, in brief, we'll discuss. The first one, Data Definition Language. Already I told you, Data Definition Language helps to create a new table, new database we can able to create here. And with that, I can able to create a table with the heading as well as which are the subheading, which are the data types under that I can able to perform. That is Data Definition Language. See, under that, when they come on DDL commands, we have 3 types of command. One is create, alter, and one more is drop. 3 commands under DDL, because in the exam, in the annual exam, you may going to get the questions, which are the DDL commands, which are the DML commands. Like that, you may going to get the questions. First, one by one, I discuss you. DDL, Data Definition, mainly Data Definition Language, defines the physical characteristics of each record, field, data type, everything it will to describes you. Data Definition Language. Then create. What is the main use of this create command? Consider I want to create one table. Student table. On this student table, I have to mention which are the headings we have, which are the subheadings, for example, ID as well as name. Like this, I'm having some attributes. Whereas create command helps to create a new table. Because this question explain DDL commands briefly. For 5 marks, you will get the question. On that time, create, alter and drop. Under create, what exactly the main operation of create table? Here it helps to create a new table. Create command is used to create a new table. Under that, while writing the syntax, see, this is the explanation. Whereas when they come on syntax, we have to use the keyword create, then table, the next table name. Inside the bracket, you have to mention which are the columns you have, which data type it is. Everything one by one with comma operator we have to mention. This is the command to create a table. I am going to give an example. Create table student. Here we are given create table student. It means that now it is creating one table. What is the table name here we are given? STDNT, that is student table. The table name here I given as student. Under that we have the attributes. That is, one is roll number, which data type it is, that here it will mention. The data type here we are given as varchar2. Varchar2 helps to insert both variables as well as character. That's why here we are written varchar, variable as well as character, both we can able to insert. Inside the bracket we are given 10. It means that for student roll number we can able to give maximum 10 characters or 10 digits we can able to give. And the next one is, next attribute is name. By this, here we are given varchar2, then inside the bracket 20 we are given. It means that for name, I can able to enter 20 characters. By create command, I can able to create a table. A new table can be created. Under that, the general syntax is create table, then table name. There, which are the attributes you have to mention. Here, column 1, column 2, column n. How many columns you have? You have to write all the columns and which data type it is. Everything you have to mention. Each one must and should separated with comma operator. Then finally close the bracket, then semicolon. This is the syntax to represent a create table. From this, I just created the table. But here I have not done any other operation. Just here I mentioned what is the table name, which are the subheadings, which are the attributes of that subheadings. Regarding that, only I can able to perform under create command. Whereas alter command, the name itself suggesting alter. Here I can able to alter the headings as well as data type. Here I am not able to alter the contents in the table. I am not able to change or insert any values in the table. Only thing I can able to change, I can able to alter the contents in the table if I want. For example, here I am having the column name. If I want to make change name 1, then I have to use alter. Consider I am having roll number as well as name, only 2 attributes. I want to add one more attributes. For example, marks. Then, which is the command I have to use? Alter command. Alter command will modifies the existing table. From this, I cannot able to insert any values. Only I can able to alter the contents here. See, alter table. Then once again, we have to write which table I am altering. Then modify or add. Here I have to write modify helps to modify already whatever attributes we are given. To change that we need modify. If you want to add one more attributes, then you have to write add. For which column, which data type it is, that you have to mention. This is the syntax to alter the table. Then when you come on example, alter table student only are given. Whereas then here I am writing add. It means that I want to add one more attributes here. The attributes name here I given as marks. Which data type it is? Here number. In this also, if I want, I can mention how many numbers you want. Like this also, we can able to mention here. That means maximum 10 characters or 5 characters. So on this place, if I am going to write 4, then maximum 4 characters. Whichever you want, how much you want, that much you can write and you can insert here. That is nothing but alter command. Whereas alter command helps to alter the subheadings in the table, but not the contents in the table. And the next one, drop command. This drop command helps to delete the entire table. there is a difference between delete and drop command. Whereas drop command comes under DDL commands. Whereas this drop command helps to delete the entire table itself. It will help to delete the entire table itself. Whatever table already I created, including heading, subheading, whatever contents in that, everything I can able to drop here, delete here. Whereas specifically the delete command will be there. That delete command helps to delete a particular records only. Whereas drop command helps to drop or delete the entire table. Whereas a delete command helps to delete a particular record or particular values only. Now deletes an existing table here. Drop, then table name. Whichever table you want to drop, just write drop, table, then table name. While writing this example, drop table student. If I'm going to write student, then it is a student table will drop here. These are the few DDL commands because this question, so many times in the annual exam, they ask this question, explain DDL commands. That is data, definition, language. Under that, I can able to create, I can able to alter and I can able to drop the table. Whereas create command helps to create the new table. Alter command helps to alter the contents in the table, not the values in the table. That is especially I can able to alter in the subheadings. If I want, I can able to add subheadings or whatever headings I'm having already, that I can able to change also. Whereas drop command helps to delete the entire table itself. These are the few DDL commands. Next, we'll discuss about DML commands. DML, that is data manipulation language. The name itself suggesting that manipulation, I can able to arrange, I can able to insert, I can able to modify the contents in the table. Whereas in DDL commands, see already I told you in DDL commands, for example, student is the database name. Here I am having student ID as well as name, for example. But here, by this, I can able to, by using DDL commands, I can able to create which is the table name, which are the subheadings, which data type it is. But in DDL commands, I am not able to insert any values. Whereas in DML commands, I can able to insert the value inside the table. That is data manipulation language provides data manipulation techniques like insertion I can able to perform. I can able to insert the records on that. Whichever records I don't want, I can delete as well as I can able to update, and modification, replacement, sorting and displaying everything I can able to perform under DML commands, that is data manipulation language. Now, when you come on DML, once again we have three commands. One is insert command, update command as well as delete command. Whereas in the previous case, we have drop command under DDL. Whereas drop command helps to delete the entire table itself. Whereas delete command helps to delete certain records in the table. Now, one by one we will discuss. Under DML, insert, update and delete. For 3 marks also, you may going to get the question, which are the DML commands. On that time, insert, update as well as delete. For 5 marks also, you may want to get the question, explain all the DML commands. Then you have to write which are the DML commands, what is the work of the DML commands. With that, you have to mention, you have to explain the syntax as well as you have to write the example. Then you will get 5 marks for this one. Whereas in the previous case also, you may want to get the question, explain DML commands. There also it is 5 marks question. Then you have to mention, what do you mean by DML? Which are the commands under that? Then you have to write with a single line the explanation of that command, then syntax as well as example. Then only you will get the full marks, 5 marks. In the DML also, insert, update and delete. Insert command helps to insert a record. I can able to insert the record here. Whatever record I want, I can able to insert here. Whereas in DDL, I can able to create a table with attributes. Whereas by using insert command, here on this table, now I can able to insert the values here. The syntax is insert into table name. Which table now I want to insert? For student table. Then for which column? Column 1, column 2, column 3 and by which values? That is value 1, value 2, value 3 up to value n. Till that all the records I can able to insert here. While writing the example also, insert into student. Here I am inserting the contents to a student and values here I have written. But here in the syntax column 1, column 2, column 3 like that we are giving the optional. If you want you can write, otherwise it is not required. That's why here what I am doing, insert into student and values. And if it is where-char, then you have to mention that with a single quotes. If it is where-char as well as date data type, then also you have to mention with a single quotes. If it is number data type, then directly without quotes you can able to write here. Whereas in this, what we are inserting, one is student ID, name, and one more is, for example, marks. Then here what I am doing, I am inserting the value. First one, A101 is the ID. Then name I given as ABC and marks I given 89. From this, I can able to insert only one record. See here, whereas this ID as well as name, we are given where-char data type. That's why that will write inside the quote. See here, you just observed. Here also I given single quote. Here also I given single quotes. In the same for name also, the name here I consider as ABC. For this also I given in a single quotes. Whereas 89, there I have not written any quotes. It means that it is a number data type. That's why directly I can able to write. One more record if I want to insert. For example, the next record A102. Then the record name DEF. Then marks 90. One by one we can able to insert here like this format. That means by using insert command we can able to insert the record. Then update command. Whereas in previous case, alter, there is a difference between alter and update command. Whereas alter command helps to alter the subheadings in the table. Andre ee headings ಏನಿದೆ ಆ headings ನ alter ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಥವಾ ಹೊಸ headings ನ add ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ alter command use ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Whereas update command is used to update the contents in the table. Contents ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು DML. Table ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು DDL. Whereas here update command helps to modify the records. Modify the records. For example, update table name, then set, here we have to write. Set column 1 equals what is the value you want to insert, then column 2 one by one all the values you have to write, and where condition. Where condition is optional. If you want you can write, otherwise you can skip also. While writing the example, update student set. I am setting the value marks equals 55. I want to change marks equals 55 where roll number is 1A101. That means whereas in the previous case I inserted 89. Now I want to make change. That is update student set. See the syntax? Update table name set, then by which column, by which name you want to write, by which value you want to write. That here you have to write. Then where condition is optional. If I not written where condition for all the marks, it is going to set it as 55. If I want to update only for particular record, then I have to mention where condition, where roll number is 101. Now, in the previous case, I inserted 89. Now, what I am doing? Update student set marks equals 55. I am just changing the content here. If I want to perform addition, for example, I am having two subjects, I want to add the two subject marks, then also I can use update command. Now is it clear? Whereas here the next one is delete command. Whereas drop command is used to delete the entire table itself. Whereas delete command is used to delete a particular record in the table. Ee table alliro content na nanu delete ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Whichever data I want, that data I can able to delete, not the entire table. Whereas drop command will delete the entire table, whereas delete command will delete a particular record depending upon my requirement. Whereas this deletes the record. Explanation regarding that. Then while writing the syntax, delete from table name where condition. Okay, now example, delete from student where roll number equals A101. That means I can able to delete this particular record. First record I am deleting here. Now is it clear? See here delete from student table where what is the condition? Where roll number is whatever ID I given, that is equals to A101. Now is it clear? Like this, whichever record I want, that record I can able to delete here. These are the few DML commands, that is data manipulation language commands. Next, we'll discuss about DCL. DCL means Data Control Language. It is used for providing security to database objects. Whatever data we are given, whatever data it is stored, who can able to access, who not supposed to be accessed regarding that, mainly it will controls. That is Data Control Language. In this, we have in the data control language two commands, that is grant as well as revoke. Grant as well as revoke command will come under DCL, that is data control language. Whereas in grant command gives the privileges to the user. It will going to give the permission. Okay, you can able to access this database. Like that, if I want to give the privilege, then we need the grant command. Whereas revoke command will take back the privileges. Whatever permission we are given, that permission can be taken back here. That can be done by revoke command. Under DCL, that is data control language, grant as well as revoke command you will get. When you come on, the next one, TCL, that is transaction control language. It includes commands to control the transaction in a database system. Under that, commit and one more we are going to get rollback. These are the two commands under TCL, that is commit as well as rollback. Whereas commit command helps to perform save the transaction. Whatever transaction we are done, whatever operations we are done, that can be saved here. ಈಗ ಯಾವುದೇ ವರ್ಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸೆಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸೇವ್ ಅಂತ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. In the same way, if I want to save all the transaction, then I have to write commit. Commit command helps to save the transaction. Whereas rollback will help to perform undo command, undo operation. That is rollback command helps to perform undo command, reback. Whatever previously the action we have taken, to go back, then we need this undo command, that is rollback command. These are the few TCL commands. Whereas already you have studied DDL, data definition language, helps to perform to create the table as well as alter the table as well as drop the table. DML, here I can able to insert the records as well as I can able to update the content in the table as well as I can able to delete the content in the table. Whereas DCL, I can give the permission and whatever permission I given, I can able to take it back. Then TCL, I can save the transaction as well as whatever transaction I previously have done, that can be performed undo operation by using a rollback command. Next, we'll discuss the last one, is DQL, that is data query language. Then what do you mean by this data query language? Whereas till DDL, DML, there you have created the table, you have inserted the table, you have altered the table. But till now, we have not selected any data. If I want to select the data, then we required, that is data query language. Its select command will come under DQL. Only one command will get under DQL, that is select command. The select command is used to fetch the data from a database table. Whatever huge data we have, under that whichever data I want, that data I can able to fetch here. Under DQL, only one command will get, that is only select only. Whereas while writing the syntax, here select column name, whichever column you want, we can mention from which table you are accessing, write on the table name and then condition. For example, when I want to select the entire values in the table, whatever table you have created, what are the values you have inserted, I want to select the entire thing, then select star from table name. See, for example, I want to select all the information from the student table. Then how to write? Select star from student table. This is the example to select the entire content of the table. For example, I want to select only the names. Then how to write? On the place of select, I have to write name from student. Then I can able to select only the names. If I want to select both name as well as ID, then select on the place of star ID, comma, name from student. then I can able to select only ID as well as name from that table. Now is it clear? These are the few commands you will get under structured query language. Next class, we will meet with the remaining concept of the same chapter. Thank you for all of you.